Hi, I'm Scott Engel, Managing Director of RotoExperts.com. Of course, you know I am the king, I am fantasy, and I'm here with your weekly waiver video, the Roto clip as you hit the free agent list. Got my own list here as I'm starting to plan for my moves and want to share it with you. At quarterback, look, he's not going to play this week. He has a bye, but quarterback pickings are very slim right now. I like how Ryan Fitzpatrick is operating a quarterback for the Buffalo Bills. He's a smart quarterback. Maybe it has to do with the fact that he's an Ivy Leaguer, but look, he's making good decisions. He's taking what defenses give him. Even if he has to scramble, he scrambles. If you're hurting a quarterback and you need a backup, or if you're in a two-quarterback league, you could do a lot worse than Ryan Fitzpatrick, who's on the rise. And be sure to check your free agent list carefully because in some leagues, Brett Favre is actually a free agent. He's coming off a 3-touchdown game. Obviously, the Randy Moss acquisition is going to help Favre put up better numbers. It opens things up for him a lot more. If you really need a quarterback, obviously you have to put in for Favre first before anybody else. But I just want to remind you, because you may not be aware that a guy like Favre could be on your free agent list. Sometimes you just assume that a guy's not going to be there, so don't assume anything. Vince Young, decent pickup, especially for a backup and a two-quarterback league and decent deeper leagues, because as we saw at Dallas, the Tennessee Titans really have to make defenses respect their passing game. Young is starting to click with Kenny Britt. He'll at least put up decent numbers every week. Again, you could do a lot worse. At running back, the pickings are very, very slim. But Derek Ward is getting some goal line opportunities here and there. He's breaking off a few nifty runs. Not getting much work. But if Arian Foster gets too banged up, Derek Ward is a good handcuff to have, especially if you are an Arian Foster owner. Look, if Derek Ward ever gets a chance to start, he's not going to be consistent. But it's nice to have a possible handcuff, a possible starting running back in your stable. Ernest Graham, you never know in that Tampa Bay backfield, but look, again, running back pickings are slim. Graham scored. He's been getting calls at the goal line, right near this red zone stripe. You never know. In that Tampa Bay backfield, anybody could emerge, but you at least have to take the flyer on an Ernest Graham. Mike Hart, Joseph Adai continues to get banged up. Mike Hart has been in that system, and he knows what to do. Wide receiver, some interesting pickups. Everybody knows about Danny Amendola with Mark Clayton out for the season. He's going to be a hot free agent pickup this week. The thing about Amendola is, though, he doesn't have that track record with Sam Bradford that Mark Clayton does. And he's not going to be quite as consistent as Mark Clayton was, but still, he's a good pickup. Steve Johnson of the Buffalo Bills, we talked about Fitzpatrick. When Fitzpatrick is in the red zone and he wants to throw, Steve Johnson is his obvious target. Now, there was a trade this week. The Seattle Seahawks involved in another trade. And here's the interesting spin on it and how it plays into free agency. Deion Branch goes back to New England. Now, you don't have to necessarily jump on this free agent pickup. In a PPR league, Branch is going to be a nice addition, but he's not going to score a lot of touchdowns necessarily. I think you're going to see Tom Brady spreading the ball around a lot as the Patriots continue to scale things back offensively and go to a more controlled passing game. Branch is going to be a decent but not outstanding pickup. He'll give you some decent PPR totals, but don't expect him to score a lot. Back in Seattle, Golden Tate and Dion Butler now have more upside. Butler, we've seen him make some plays here and there over his first year plus in Seattle. He's got some good downfield gears. But Brandon Tate certainly has started to come along quickly, both as a punt returner and a receiver. He started a flanker in camp. So we have to wait and see. Golden Tate might start in Deion Branch's place. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out. But also, even in 3 receiver sets, Butler has some upside. So especially in larger leagues, pick one or both up. Probably Tate first and then Butler. And one more spinoff of the trade to New England is that in the red zone, now with Randy Moss gone and that tall receiver no longer there in the red zone and the green zone, for those who don't know, is 10 yards and in. Rob Gronkowski, Tom Brady loves him in the red zone. Rob Gronkowski now gets more appeal in fantasy leagues. What the Patriots have liked to do for years is run the ball down near the red zone, and then use what they call a play action pop pass, where they fake it to the running back and then they throw to the tight end. You'll see that a lot. And Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis now becomes much more useful near the goal line. And if you're looking to trade for a running back, Green Ellis's value is only going to go up. Also, at tight end, with the injuries, especially Jermichael Finley, take a flyer on Andrew Qualis of the Packers if you're desperate. And also, Mercedes Lewis, a lot of people are going to be going after him after he scored 2 touchdowns last week. I started him in one of my NFL.com leagues last week, working off our RotoExperts.com exclusive edge rankings, and recommended Mercedes Lewis as one of the top tight end plays this week. And it was right. As you go to the free agent list, you got to go back to the Roto Experts exclusive edge package, the only place to get my in-season rankings for your lineup, trade, and waiver purposes. I'm Scott Engel. I am the king. I am fantasy, and I'll see you later this week with the Roto Tips.